Have you ever known that something wasn't good for you and still stayed? You knew the job was making you unhappy, but you kept going back every Monday. You knew the friendship had become one-sided, but you still answered their messages. You knew a relationship wasn't making you happy, but leaving felt even harder. You knew a habit was wasting your time, but somehow you kept repeating it. And sometimes you ask yourself, if I already know this isn't right for me, why can't I just leave? The answer is more complicated than you think. Because human beings don't make decisions based only on logic. We are influenced by emotions, familiarity, fear, hope, attachment, and something psychologists call the sunk cost effect. Let's understand what that means. Imagine you buy an expensive pair of shoes. You wear them once and they hurt your feet. You try them again, still uncomfortable. But you keep wearing them because I paid a lot of money for these. But the money is already gone. Whether you wear those shoes tomorrow or throw them away today, you don't get that money back. Yet your brain doesn't like accepting that something you invested in might have been a mistake. So you continue. This is the basic idea behind the sunk cost effect. And it doesn't only happen with money. It happens with time, relationships, careers, friendships, and even dreams. Imagine someone has spent 10 years in a career they don't enjoy. Every morning they wake up and think, I don't want to do this anymore. But when someone suggests changing careers, they say, but I've already spent 10 years building this. And those 10 years become the reason they stay for another 10. But here's the problem. Those 10 years are already gone. You cannot get them back. The better question isn't, how much have I already invested? It's, if I were starting today, knowing everything I know now, would I choose this again? That's a completely different question. And sometimes the answer is no. That doesn't mean those 10 years were worthless. They gave you experience. They taught you skills. They showed you what you don't want. Your past can have value without being something you need to repeat. But there's another powerful reason we stay. Familiarity. Your brain likes what it already knows. Not necessarily because it's good, but because it's predictable. Think about your daily routine. Even if you don't love your job, you know what happens. You know your schedule. You know your colleagues. You know how much money you earn. You know what tomorrow looks like. Now imagine leaving and starting something completely new. Suddenly, everything becomes uncertain. Will you succeed? Will you regret leaving? Will you find something better? What if things become worse? Your brain doesn't like those unanswered questions. So sometimes, familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar possibility. That's why someone can complain about the same job for 5 years and still refuse to leave. It's why someone can feel lonely in a relationship but still be terrified of being alone. It's why someone can hate their routine but feel uncomfortable changing it. Your brain isn't always asking, what's best for me? Sometimes it's asking, what's familiar? And those are not the same thing. Now let's talk about hope. Hope is powerful. It helps us survive difficult situations. It makes us believe tomorrow can be better. But sometimes we don't stay because of what is happening. We stay because of what we hope will happen. Think about a relationship where someone keeps promising, I'll change. Maybe they mean it. Maybe they genuinely try. For a while, things get better and you think, finally, this time is different. But eventually, the old behavior returns and then the cycle starts again. You wait, you forgive, you hope, you give another chance. Why? Because you're attached to the possibility that things could become better. And that's where potential becomes dangerous. You stop looking at someone for who they consistently are and start looking at them for who you believe they could become. The same thing happens with careers. You don't love the job, but you keep thinking, maybe I'll get promoted, or maybe things will improve next year, or maybe I'll eventually start enjoying it. Sometimes things do improve, but sometimes, maybe someday, becomes 5 years. That's why one question is so important. Has the situation actually changed? Or am I simply waiting for it to change? That question can reveal a lot. Now think about relationships. People often believe that leaving means admitting the relationship was a